say it out loud. I bought a Bentley sight unseen. That is scary. Hey, welcome to flipping $400 into a Ferrari. My name is Craig from Flying Wheels. That right there is a 2005 Bentley Continental GT, 550 horsepower, all-wheel drive Bentley. That's where we're at in our flipping $400 into a Ferrari Series. We started with a 2004 Chevy Malibu that I originally paid $400 for. We have a Bentley now. That is so cool. The way it works was I started with $400, bought a car, fixed a car, sold a car. Bought another car, fixed a car, sold that car. Kept moving, rolled the cash until we can now afford a Bentley Continental GT, and we actually have some extra cash to spare as well. So today's video is all about that Bentley Continental GT, how much extra money we have, what we're gonna do with that thing, because there's some headaches that came along. That's to be anticipated. So today's gonna be a really fun video because we're making some serious progress today. My name is Craig from Flying Wheels. Let's get going. So hey everyone, welcome to my Flying Wheels YouTube channel. A few months ago, almost a year ago, I came up with this idea. Man, I want a Ferrari, but I don't want to take money out of the business account to buy a Ferrari. And I also want to show people how I started my business with just $400. Bingo, an epiphany happened where I came up with the idea how to buy a Ferrari, how to afford my Ferrari with just $400. Now, I've done this throughout my whole life. I didn't have a lot of cash when I was young. I didn't have a lot of people helping me out when I was young. All I had was my brain power and a little bit of hard work, and it got me to where I am today, which is kind of neat. And I have some really, really cool things today. My Eagle Talent TSI. Now, I don't want to show off all my cars, but I just picked up this Hobart ST. That's a Ford Focus ST front-wheel drive turbo. You can see the Mustang convertible back there. German, crushing it. You can see that Mustang GT convertible going. I think that's going across the country. This thing, our Bentley Continental GT, which is what the whole video is about today, that 56 T-Bird has a surprise coming up. And there's my baby. Oh, let's go check that thing out real quick. This is my 2021 Chevy Corvette, freshly lettered. I hand-picked this car. Exactly the way you see it is how I picked it out. Look at how sweet this thing is. That's not what today's video is about, but I'm gonna do some great videos on this one, like all the things I don't like about this car, I'm gonna do a video on that. All the things that I love, now that I've owned it for just about a month, I'm gonna do a video on that one as well. Let's get on this Bentley though. So this right here is a 2005 Bentley Continental GT. I've always wanted one of these. They're like reasonably priced now. This was a $179,000 car when it was brand new. And this is like the epitome of luxury, class, style, sport, elegance. It is the whole package. This car does it all. It's fast, it's fun, it's comfortable, it's beautiful, it's built so well. This is not plastic. These are actual pieces of metal. The trim, the fit, and the finish, it's everything you'd ever expect a Bentley to be. It did not let me down. The only thing is, I thought these center caps kind of stayed with the B up and down with gravity. I swear I've seen this happen. Maybe that's a Rolls-Royce thing, but typically they're like gravity and weight, and they spin, so they just kind of float, so you're always staring at the B. But maybe that's the double R on Rolls-Royce and not a Bentley thing. So let me get to the backstory. I went to a dealer auction in Virginia a couple weeks ago. I thought it would be fun to do a Ferrari flip series there. So I'm at the auction. Hey, let's make a $35,000 Ferrari flip series. Now I have $35,000 to spend. I don't want to recap the whole thing. You can watch the whole video. So we ended up with this Bentley, and we paid like, I don't know, I'll figure out the numbers exactly and go over it in a little while. But a couple things I didn't notice. The Bentley has a cracked windshield from top to bottom. Oh my goodness, and it goes all the way across. This thing gets bigger every time I look at it. And you can see it's a Bentley specific windshield, obviously, because the windshield is polarized. See how it has like that purple hue across the front of it? $1,600 for a windshield. I had to special order it. The auction I bought it from gave me that price. So I called my guy, beep, 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 1,200 bucks for me to get it done. So I did put it on order. I'm gonna get a windshield for it. Also, there wasn't much else that we found that was wrong with it. I mean, the thing shifts smoothly. It starts right up, it runs great. There's some weird quirky things that we found about it, and I've had it here for about 2 weeks, so I've learned a little bit about it. Oh man, look what showed up. That is our newest Ferrari flip car, German. I see. 05 Bentley Continental GT. Did it just show up, or was it here when you got here?
No, it showed up right now.
Just got here.
So this is a surprise.
Did you know this was coming? No, right?
No.
Things are getting up there now.
Yes.
We're getting closer to that Ferrari. Now, I was actually told we got a goodie bag inside from the shipper. So we got something. What is this right here? This needs German's touch. The car's not rough, but it's not perfect. It needs your love. Let's see what we got here. The manuals from Autos Delivered. This guy is the one that shipped it for us when we couldn't find a shipper. A mug, a tea, another tea. Oh, some large shot glasses. Nice. This is awesome. And what state is that? Is that Virginia right there? Hey, a note too. Craig, Richmond loves you. Thank you. No Autos Delivered. Thanks, Dave, for that. That's actually really appreciated. I really appreciate that. German says he found something that is definitely video worthy about this car. I have no idea what it is.
There's something you showed me that you didn't know where it belonged. Check this out.
Oh, where the cell phone goes?
And that other one.
It's perfectly placed in there. What's back here? I don't know how to get it down. There we go. Oh, just your center console. Wow. Open the trunk for me. Hey, look at that full-size spare. That's nice that everything's in there. All right, so far it doesn't look like we got a lemon. But to say it out loud, I bought a Bentley sight unseen. That is scary. So now we gotta learn how to go through this and then actually go through it. I think it needs your love though. Oh, I bet that trim is $800 that it's missing. Wheels, easily refinished. We can do that in-house. It's clean already. We'll do a leather restoration. Cool looking car though. Do you know it's all-wheel drive? Make a great winter car. This should be the winter car. When you shut things, when you sit, when you touch buttons, I mean, we have a double pane glass window, and it's just everything, even here, like that seat is a heavy built seat. Now this is almost a 5,000-pound car, so that's why it needs the 6-liter V12, but it just feels like it's built really well, like it should last. So maybe I shouldn't be nervous. It has 117,000 miles. Who's old enough to remember this Nokia? This Nokia is one of the original phones. I had it. It was probably twice the size of this when I was in high school. And if you know, I would love to know if you know what this is. What is this thing? It says mute on it. Obviously, it looks like I could talk into it. It has an up and down button. Who knows what this does? Privacy handset only. I'm not classy enough to know what that is back in 2005. If you guys know, please, please, please tell me. Heated seats work on both sides, and they are like scorching hot. Oh, also, see, so like, all right, now I'm on phone setting, audio setting. If I want to turn the fan down, it doesn't actually do it. I have to go to AC and turn that fan down, because this is a master button. So it works the fan, or it works the audio, or it works the navigation, which sounds kind of cool, but to be honest with you, it's really a huge PIA, because what if I want to change the radio and change the fan speed without using the same button? Like maybe I just want to use one thing without having to push an extra button. So these 19-inch wheels in 2005, to have 19-inch wheels is pretty impressive. Are these staggered size? 275/40/19 and 275/40/19. So they are symmetrical all the way around, 4 of the same tire size on 19-inch shoes. That's pretty big in 2005. Now, 2005, you think that's a long time ago. That's what, 16 years ago. Yes, the technology is dated, but the style, the 2021s aren't far off from this. And that's what makes these cars so cool looking, is that 2005, I have LED tails. I have an LED brake light all the way across. this spoiler rises up and down manually or at certain speeds. I have what back in '05 was cool, xenon discharged light bulbs. So those are HID light bulbs before HID. They're xenon gas charged light bulbs. Now, a couple things that's kind of cool about Bentley. Bentley is owned by the Volkswagen Corporation that owns Porsche. They own Bentley. They own Lamborghini. They own, I don't know, like a whole bunch of companies. So the engine in this is a W12. So it kind of like goes like that. It's like, which is the same engine as a Volkswagen Phaeton or Phaeton or however you say it. I've never owned one, so I don't even know how to pronounce it. They weren't very popular, same engine. A couple cool things that I found out about this car since I've owned it. This is an Audi key. This is a Volkswagen key. Or is it a Bentley key and Volkswagen uses the Bentley key? I don't really know, but I can tell you this key is actually very special. It memorizes my settings. So when I put this key in the car, it memorizes my settings based on this specific key, which is kind of neat because the 2021 Corvette key fobs do the same thing, which I thought was like new technology, but this is old Bentley tech. So going in the inside, not plastic. That's real hard wood all the way across through the inside. These, like I said, the fit and finish are not just cheap plastic. Everything here is like so smooth, so smooth. Now we have nav, but I'm talking old tech, like this isn't touch screen. I have to push here to use it. And what's kind of annoying, the fan turns on high, you can hear it. The fan turns on high every time I turn the car on. So I have to then turn the fan down. So we're gonna drive this car. I'm gonna tell you all about it, everything that I've learned. There is something that's screwing me up completely. The temperature gauge. You'll see the temperature's at 200, which is a perfect operating temperature. But the way the gauge is set makes me think this car is constantly overheating, because typically all the gauges should be right in the center. So 200 or 210 should be right dab in the center. But instead it's off kilted to the right, which makes me think this car is constantly overheating, which is terrifying. Something else, this car has paddle shifters. Now this is a pretty sporty car, 550 horsepower all-wheel drive car with what Audi used to call Tiptronic, also has paddle shifters. Now paddle shifters weren't really a thing in 2005. I mean, obviously they were, but they weren't wildly popular. The weird thing is that the paddle shifters aren't centered to the steering wheel. So when I turn the steering wheel, the paddle shifters don't move. So if I'm like turning and I want to shift, oh, not possible. So I have to do it here, and then, you know, it just kind of doesn't make a lot of sense. Electronic emergency brake in 2005. Now I keep saying 2005 because that's old tech. Old tech was 2005. New tech wasn't until like 2010. We're talking Bluetooth and a lot of electronics that modern day technology has. That wasn't a thing in 2005. Electronic emergency brake kind of surprises me. I would have expected a cable emergency brake. Now there's something else cool about this car. Adjustable suspension. So we can actually lift the car and you can see the suspension. We can change it. Does it work off the master switch? Oh my goodness, this master switch does everything. Now check out the size of the engine, and there's something else cool about the hood. So we'll pop the hood right here. Even the hood handle is like seriously heavy. Here's one of my favorite things about the Bentley Continental GT. That right there is the hood release. 6-liter W12 twin turbo with 551 horsepower. Nice little touches, like even the oil cap has the B on it. And look at the angle of the hood. It's kind of neat. So we have an air filter here and an air filter there. Do we have a vent on this side? No, so the air must, huh. Oh, okay. No, I have no idea how this works. So does the air come in here, into here, into here, or does it go into here and then down? So the air must suck in through the wheels, I'm assuming, come up right here. Jeez, I have no flipping clue. What are these filters for? This is my first Bentley. I am so inexperienced with this. I have no idea what I'm doing. I wish I had the answers. If you know the answers to anything I'm talking about, shout them in the comment section. And if I'm saying things wrong, Same thing, shout them in the comment section. So when we bought it, the wheels were kind of beat up.
We have like a medium finishing pad on our small grinder.
And then these spots are pretty fine though. So like that I could see why you would do. Here I could see why you would do. And especially here. These spots, what would you do here? Oh, just some old sandpaper and sand it smooth? Yeah, that's great. That's awesome. Finished product. German. Did amazing. What else did you have to do to this thing? The molding. This right here, I don't know what to do with. So, I don't even, what do we do? I don't even know where we would get this molding for a Bentley Continental GT. And I really was thinking the same thing. I hate to say it this way, but if we have like a piece of chrome, oh my goodness, we have chrome molding. Like the stick-on chrome molding from AutoZone and stuff. I have that. We can cut it to fit. And it would probably fit perfectly. But that's a perfect example of why we shouldn't own Bentleys. You're gonna put an AutoZone stick-on piece of chrome there. But I don't think anyone will know when we're finished with it. And look at what we have covered in dust that was sitting up here. Chrome moldings. So we're gonna cut these in half because we only need about 6 inches, 5 inches over there. So that should work out okay. When we got it, it was missing a molding down there. Now, if I never said it, no one would ever know. You can kind of see that it's off, just like a tinge of color right there. If I didn't just point that out, no one would have known. And if you didn't just remind me, I would have completely forgotten. The driver's seat outer bolster was showing some wear too, so we sewed that up, and then here's the seat sewn up. And now I have a vinyl paint that I'm going to paint, hopefully as close to this blue. Finished product. Let's take this thing for a ride. One thing I do like about this, which reminds me of my CLS 600, is the back windows that go all the way down. And then these seats are really luxurious. I mean, not a lot of leg space though for a big car. Even this is pretty elegant. Like all this stuff, it's really well done. All leather wrapped vanity mirrors and leather wrapped ceiling. Have you ever been in a Bentley before this one?
No.
So I picked my son up in it the other day just to surprise him. I brought our new car and it's up to you to figure out which one it is.
Is it the Bentley? You bought a Bentley? Holy.
Would you have expected that?
No. This would have been like a baller's car.
This would have been a baller's car. This is what the Chrysler 300 was trying to be, this car.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
You showed up in 2 days with 2 really nice cars.
Yeah, right? Imagine this all started from just $400.
This is a 400.
And now you got a supercar.
This is a $400 Bentley right here.
How did that happen?
Clearly, Mom doesn't watch my Ferrari Flip series.
He started with $1.
I watch you make them, but I don't watch them.
The kid is so spoiled because he knows how cool everything is that I pick him up from soccer practices. So I don't tell him when I'm buying things. Like I picked him up yesterday in the Porsche Taycan. New video to follow. If you follow me on Instagram, you'd already know that we bought a 2021 Porsche Taycan and the reason why. But anyway, I picked him up in that. I picked him up in this. I picked him up in the Corvette. Like I just think, I don't know, if my dad picked me up in that stuff, that would have been the sweetest thing. Plus, I enjoy showing it off. Especially the kids like appreciate those things. So this car, what was your impression on it?
I love the way it handles.
Really smooth, isn't it?
And it's really fast.
It is really fast. Yeah, I wonder if we were to put it to the test. My Duramax is like insanely fast, wildly fast. And the Corvette obviously is fast. If we put this and the Duramax and the Corvette to the test, like the New England Dragway is right up the road from here. If we brought all three to the Dragway and raced them, I wonder which would be the fastest. Maybe we'll do that. We're gonna try that out. But we'll put that to the test in a whole different video. Everything looks pretty modern and clean. The steering wheel looks a little old though, doesn't it? It's like rectangular. There's, I don't know. To me, that seems old. Oh, look at the Hawk. This thing has 117,000 miles. For me, that's terrifying to own a Bentley with 117,000 miles. But based on the condition of this car, how we got it, a cracked windshield and some cleaning and not much, that's pretty cool. Now, part of the process in those cheap cars for these videos was fun because we could like clean them and fix them. This one, I mean, it's pretty clean and it's in great shape. Mechanically, everything works. I mean, the suspension goes up and down, the rear spoiler works, it doesn't smoke out of the valve covers, which is huge on these. Cam seals are in good shape, the tires are in good shape and all matching. Those are all like telltale signs that these cars have been neglected. So 117,000, we're kind of at like that Chrysler 300 price, where like people want a Bentley, but they can't afford a Bentley, so they might buy this Bentley. This could be a daily driver, and clearly it was at 117,000 miles. And it's quiet and smooth. But when you want to get on it, whoa, jeez, that's awesome in a freaking luxury car. All right, let's head back to the shop and we're gonna work on numbers. It's not fair that I have all the fun. Let's swap. For the kids that don't know, this is a CD changer. Before Bluetooth, before you could connect your phone to the car and play music or stream music, you would go into your CD book, choose a CD, or 6 of them, and then insert them here. Then you could control the CDs through the radio. That was new tech back then. Check this out. For the vents, that's closed, that's open. I think I found my first sale. This is yours. Contribute to the flipping $400 in a Ferrari. You know what? Maybe in the next series, it's your turn. We'll work on German's, whatever he wants. Because we're not that far away. I mean, from a Bentley to a Ferrari, how much farther do we have to go? I kind of want to keep this and make it a winter car. All-wheel drive, back seats, put the skis in it, go up to the mountain in a Bentley. What is cooler than that?
Put some racks on it.
Some racks on the top of a Bentley. All right, let's go over the numbers. So I went to the auction. Now, I wasn't gonna spend crazy money on that thing. Honestly, I wasn't even gonna buy myself a 100,000 mile Bentley. However, the number grabbed me. And if you watched the video on the Maserati, I said I wouldn't buy a Maserati, but then the Maserati was only 5 grand, which is so tempting, which is why people buy old Maseratis and then they regret it. Kind of the same thing happened with the Bentley. The Bentley was so cheap. The bidding started at $21,000 for Bentley Continental GT. That's one of my dream cars that I've wanted forever. I've never seen one under like $40,000 to $45,000. Then I started bidding at $21,000, $22,000, $23,000, $24,000. That's still really, really cheap for a Bentley Continental GT. $24,000. They went up to $25,000. I said, no, I'm done. I gotta cut it off. The buyer's fee is like another $1,000. Obviously, my mental math stinks. The auction had a buyer's fee of 8%. Just round that up to 10%. That's $2,500 on a $25,000 car. That makes that car $2,750 if I go up to $25,000. I can't do that. And I wasn't even thinking of the 8% when I was bidding. For some reason, my math was off. So I bid $24,500. They said $25,000. I said no. They said $24,750. I said fine. But that's the auctioneer talking. Now they have to sell the seller on letting it go for $24,750 because he also has to pay fees as well. So long story long, he agreed to $24,750. But that gives me a $1,980 buy fee. Round that up to 2 grand. Now I'm at $26,750. Now, I have to get this thing shipped back home. That's another $800. So that puts me close to $28,000 into that Bentley when I loved it at 21, 22, 23, and 24. Now I'm into it for 28. But I have a Bentley Continental GT for $28,000. So that's still really incredible. But it needs a windshield. That's $1,200. So now we're into it for $29,000. Plus the recon, plus the time, plus shop expenses and overhead. It costs money to run these businesses, but I'm not applying any shop expenses to this Ferrari flip. Only the expenses on that car. So we have the shipping, we have the windshield, we have the recon, and our time. I'm not even including our time and our labor into the Ferrari flip because I enjoy doing these things. So we're into it for about $29,000 all said and done after the windshield, plus like the incidentals. Now, I just listed it up on my website for $38,000. That would be insane. And honestly, I think I'm reaching for the moon on a 100,000-mile Bentley. And I can tell you, Facebook is driving me freaking nuts because all I get is $25K cash today, all day by people that want a Bentley that can't afford a Bentley. I shouldn't have bought this car just because of the people I'm going to have to deal with now. It's awful. I'll tell you what, YouTube, if anybody wants this car, which I can tell you is awesome, I'll do it for 32. That's my number. If anybody wants for 32, that gives me $3K in my pocket. I can move on to the next Ferrari flip. That's really, really cool. But I have it listed at $38,000, and if I sell it for even close to that, that's a $9,000 profit, which is unreal. I'm not gonna get that. If I do, I reach for the moon and I grab a star. That's incredible. It's not gonna happen. But somewhere in the 30s is still a profit. It's still fun. And no matter what, let's say worst case scenario, I break even. That's a loss, but it's not, because I got to drive a freaking Bentley Continental GT. That's a win in anyone's book, especially if it's free. Now let's go see how much money we actually had, because we had $35,000 to spend and we didn't spend all that. I have $6,000 more towards our Ferrari flip, but do I want another car or do I just save it and sell this one? I don't know, I haven't figured that out yet. But we have a Bentley and $6,000 towards our Ferrari flip, and we started with $400. That is incredible. One last thing. If you want to learn how to do either of these in detail, Car Flipping 101 is a very inexpensive course. I think it's $297. Price will go up, but this is like our beta group. We're trying it out. We're trying to see how it works. I put a lot of time into Car Flipping 101. You can learn how to do it without a dealer's license, but do it legally. It's pretty neat. It's not expensive, and it's a pretty neat course. If you really want to learn how to start your own car dealership, startyourdealership.com is not just how to get your dealer's license, not just how to start a car dealership. It is everything. It is all encompassing, from learning how to get your dealer's license to how every little intricacy at the auction works, to car shopping, to car selling, to car marketing, to accounting, to taxes. Everything that took me 15 years to learn is in this class, startyourdealership.com. Now I'm going to warn you, it's not crazy cheap, but it's less expensive than one mistake. If you ever want to do this on your own, one mistake will cost you more than this course. It's super, super cool. Check it out in the links in the description down below. I'm really, really excited about both of them. We already have some people that are into it. We have Facebook groups that are private that we're working together to grow everybody together as a community. Super cool. Carflipping101.com and startyourdealership.com. I'll see you all later. Have a great day. Adios. Hey, thanks again for watching. Right here is a clickable link to watch the best recommended video for you, as well as watching the Ferrari Flip playlist if you're not yet caught up on the series. That circle in the middle is so you can subscribe to our channel. Make sure to click that button below, and I'll see you all later. Thanks again.